Welcome back. The military services are not just working on artificial intelligence projects for warfighting. They're trying all kinds of projects from training to predictive maintenance. Peter Guerra is Group Vice President for AI and Machine Learning for Oracle Government Defense and Intelligence. He says just about anything that data drives is worth considering.
It's really an exciting time. As we see a lot in the news, there's a lot of buzz around AI. There's a lot of different ways that people are using it in multiple ways across the commercial industries. Where I see our government customers focused on AI and analytics and data, that we have to be all inclusive around the different parts of AI that are typically used. One of the things that we see is it stretches across the entire continuum of mission. So everything from back office, so being able to understand your budget, your HR, and other things like that. Analytics is being used a lot for that. We're seeing that in maintenance, repair, and operations. So a number of our customers we're working with to understand, for example, flight patterns for different aircraft and how you can best predict whether a particular part is going to fail or not, as well as things like pilot performance and other areas like that. And then on the mission side, of course, we're seeing a lot of analytics and a lot of data around understanding, the battle space and, intelligence and doing that analysis, which, the government has been doing for quite a while.
There's tons of data there. One of the great conversations that's going on at this event is what to do with all that data, how to get it where it needs to be, and how to then have whoever it is that needs to have eyeballs on it at that place be able to interpret that data. What are you seeing as the best opportunities to do that, whether it's with AI, whether it's with ML or other applications moving forward?
Absolutely seeing a tremendous growth and interest in that. And that's actually something that's one of our areas of specialty and differentiation. What we're seeing is the data really can't be in a central place, especially for forces that are out at the edge. That's where they need the information. That's where they need to do a lot of the processing. And so we're seeing the concepts around things like data mesh, large scale, being able to have the right information at the right place with the right information that particular commander or whoever needs. And it doesn't have to just be from a mission application. It, definitely things like soldier health is a really, really important area to apply data analytics to better understand, performance as well as, health concerns around the soldiers. And that all needs to happen not in some centralized place, but for these customers, what they need that both centralized and also at the edge available instantaneously. And that's some of the areas that we're working with our customers on right now.
You talked about the edge, and one of the great conversations that's going on here and broadly across the defense enterprise about edge computing is how much, obviously, data is necessary at the edge. How much compute power is necessary at the edge, and what's the trade-off that one should make in order to get what needs to be there, but keep away what doesn't need to be there? Do you get where I'm going there?
I understand, yeah. And there's a lot of, I think, debate right now around how much you'd actually do AI and what you do with the AI. Do you do training or inference? I'm a technical person, so what we typically recommend is having customers look at how do they do inference or interpretation at the edge, but do a lot of the training back in a large-scale compute, because there is limited power, memory, and so forth. The other component around the edge, though, is being able to use that in what they call DDIL environments, right? So disconnected environments that may or may not have connectivity in the field. We see this across all parts of the U.S. government, in particular, the need to be able to operate sometimes in those situations, and whether it's on the border where there may not be some sort cellular or other type of signals, or even on a ship while it's out at sea, sometimes there aren't intermittent communications. And so it's that networking part plus the data part plus the interpretation of that data that is so core to being able to operate in those environments.
And regarding the interpretation of that data, I had a conversation not here but recently with a uniform leader, and that person, I asked that person, how are you going about making those people at the edge data analysts, data experts? And he said the point is that they don't need to be, that they shouldn't be. Absolutely. What does that look like from industry's perspective about what you can provide to the government, to the defense sector, so that that man or woman at the tip of the spear doesn't have to be a data expert to be able to use that information effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually something that Oracle has worked on for a very, very long time. We have a number of I would say tools and services and opportunities for folks at the edge. They don't have to be a data scientist. They don't necessarily have to know Python or code. We have a number of what's called low code, no code type environments that allows them to piece very complex analytics together, but in a visual way. And I think one of the power that we see around, the rise of generative AI and large language models in particular is that very human interface that you can have with your data. So we enable a lot of the conversational type of AI, so you can understand what your data is telling you without necessarily having to pull together a very large program in order to do that.